welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. So, sorry we're getting another late start, but it will end soon. Everyone's back to school soon. So, I just gotta find my pen. Wonderful. I thought a real pen was my stylus for the drawing board, but it's not. Technical difficulties. Well, I guess I don't have to draw today. Great. All right. Wait, let me lift this up a little bit. So things are going to get a little weird for a second here. Where is that pen? See, these are the things you should have ready before you go live, but I was doing other things. All right, so... Okay, well, no drawing today. Well, this is not the pen I wanted. Okay. Oh, there we go. Found. Gotta keep it in that cute little stand it's got so it doesn't get lost among the lower devices. All right. So I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you, K5. Yes, floor would have been a good guess. Yeah, I just got to put it in the little stand so it's easily visible. I've got too many drawing utensils on the table. All right. Here we go. Early victory on the stream here. Oh man. Oh wait, let me find this here. I uploaded. Oh yeah, it's over here. I uploaded the first snacks short that Unknown Girl did. Let me fix this here. Making it live. Me sitting amongst the candy. All right. I don't know. Why am I on the internet here? All right, here, let's save this. And then I'll copy this into the chat. There we go. There we go. There's the first short. It's not formatted for a short, but I realized too, shorts don't have, I mean, people are usually shooting them on their phones vertically. They don't have introductions. I was thinking more Instagram. So people just shoot kind of raw stuff. So yes, thank you again, Unknown Girl, for doing that. So that's the first of those. I'll keep putting those up. And that should give me content on the channel that I can then, that will then be findable aside from these live streams. All right. So hope that is viewable. Yeah, so really good editing. Unknown Girl did some amazing editing on that. Got only the necessary information and not all of my and the crinkling of the wrapper and all that. So very good job. All right, there we go. I think we're working. So spring vacation is at an end. We do the opening ceremony tomorrow, and that's it. We're back. We're in. Well, no, we're not back. We're in junior high school, so a whole new bunch of unknowns with yeah, friends and all that stuff. Everything has to start all over again. I guess it really spoiled, I guess, from having, you know, K through 12 at the same schools. Although if you do dig yourself in a hole early on, then I guess you've got 12 years of misery. But and that might be a part of why they've stuck too. So in Japan, it's 6 years elementary school, then 3 and 3 for junior high school and high school. And maybe they do that so that, yeah, if things go sideways in your social life and you're relentlessly bullied, that you can escape it a little bit. But that also lets the dangerous, you know, future serial killer kids also off the hook. All right, yeah, let's do something a little more kinetic this week. Something falling or breaking or something. That might be good. All right. So sorry about the rocky start there. I need to have everything ready before we start this. So it's officially beautiful now in Japan. The springtime is all fully in bloom. So if I have a chance over the next couple of days, the next time I'm at the office, I'll try to go over to one of the parks and get some quick video of what it's like with everything all falling down. Because once they're in full bloom, then the petals start to fall, and that's the really amazing part. Is everything? It's just like it snows. You know, every time the slightest wind blows, it looks like it's snowing. It's really amazing. Let's do like a dinner plate or something. All right. Yeah, some of the young, stupid trees we have around here kind of skipped the blooming part and went straight to trying to grow leaves, and yeah, they're not responding very well yet. And I think they are. So there was a kind of a pest invasion, I think, from somewhere in Southeast Asia or whatever. A lot of pet stores in the summertime will import beetles, large like stag beetles and all kinds of. So they're looking for a new interesting style, species, one of the not typical looking indigenous Japanese beetles for kids to raise for the summer. But some of these beetles they bring over are, of course, very dangerous to certain plant life, and there were some beetles that I think specifically went after. I think it was the cherry trees. I know there's there's a beetle that went after the most common species of the cherry trees here, and I think there was also some sort of disease that hit them, and so they did some sort of hybrid. I'm forgetting the details. It was so long ago that I heard about this, but they did some sort of hybrid that was more resistant to the disease, and the beetles didn't like. So I think that's what we got. So they're not the same exact style of tree or species of tree. So they'll be a little bit different, and I think it's taking them longer to mature. Thank you, K5. Livestream fails. I think you can send every week of this to the livestream fails. Yeah, rough start, but at least it's a little bit of variety. It's not the same old boring thing. Well, that's the chubbiest looking bowl. All right, some sort of, maybe some sort of like something that was on the plate. How about like a steak or something? All right. But yeah, so we're headed for some change. Yeah, so I wonder what exactly is the problem with the new trees that they planted. They're very confused. All right. And how about kinetic mashed potatoes? There we go. There's some sort of potatoes, and maybe some green beans or something very standard Yeah, there's not going to be any faces on much of this. No, I don't think I'm going to draw eyes on every green bean. Alright. But yeah, hopefully things will start to feel a little bit more normal. I've heard that China is still kind of in trouble. They still have shutdowns or lockdowns going on in cities and stuff, so I wonder if that has anything to do with, like, population size and density. They're getting, like, more rapid mutations or something, or just it's impossible to keep people, protected against each other. So who knows? There we go. So whole dinner is coming off of a plate. I think this plate needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, something falling. All right. Ah, macaroni. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Alright, let me fill a couple of these so I can put them on layers and overlap things. Yeah, so you do a little bit of that. Alright. So we don't need a box anymore. Yeah, I think something like this will work for what was happening. Or maybe I should I'll put on a different layer just in case I want to play with it, but the something spilling out of here will be good too. Oh, wow, how did I do that? Come on. I was cropping instead of spilled macaroni. There we go. There we go. We'll find out what that is later. Ah, that doesn't look very good, does it? See, that's why I'm glad I drew it on a separate layer. Yeah, something a little more... Yeah. Yeah, more like that. I think will visually work better. But... There we go. There we go. So who knows? So I guess we'll do the little drop, the shadow underneath the plate when we color it. Yeah, repetitive. Yeah, there's a funny thing about repetitive stuff. For some people, it's a real calming kind of thing. Like everyone's brain's a little bit different. So there's some artists that really, like, you'll notice they draw really complicated, patterns and things. Like some people will just sit and enjoy drawing circles again and again and again and again, and or just a lot of rendering is like hash lines, like so it's just a series of repetitive little lines. And some people are really there's some mechanism, and I'm not sure if it's everybody's brain can do this, but there's some mechanism that it has a really calming effect on people. So they use it kind of as it's almost like a stress relief. So they enjoy just like hyper focusing and like drawing little circles. So I'm not sure if that's connected to being on the spectrum or anything. I'd have no idea. But I know that you can tell what people enjoy about their art. I enjoy not drawing backgrounds by the different styles and techniques that they use. Yeah, some people love repetitive, intricate line work, and I enjoyed that for illustration. Yes, I need to draw the table. That's right. Oh yeah, I was just looking at that. They IKEA makes a table that's almost exactly like the logo. It's a little thinner, but it's almost like the logo. that I did for Upturned tables. So I was trying to figure out if I should buy one of those and like hang it from the ceiling above where we shoot the videos, so we have a living logo. I think it might be a little bit too heavy. There was another one made in Japan that's actually made from paper, like corrugated paper, with like a laminate over it. So that might be a little bit lighter. So hopefully one of those. It might be just easier to do laser cut something and like assemble some plastic card version, because then I'll be guaranteed it's nice and light. All right. So what are we doing here? Oh, it's white. Yeah, it's just or you can get like a couple of different colors. Yeah, I have like the different, like a red, a kind of greenish white, and a blue for the table logo. So I'd have to color it to make it match, but I could also, light it. If I got a white one, I could just light it with spotlights. That might be fun. Just directionally light it, and it will color a white table. So we'll see. I want to do something, yeah. I was thinking about doing like a laser cut, just the weekly logo, and just hang that so it floated in front of the wall and made a little bit of a shadow instead of our weird PNG file that's always kind of there. Although then that will screw up I use that logo to center the frame, so maybe that's a bad idea. I still will need something to center the frame of the video. Otherwise, it's sometimes it looks a little crazy. All right. All right. Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah, do the sections. Yeah, 3D print would be good too. I don't think, especially like a PLA, that should be pretty light as well if it's nice and hollow. Yeah, I'll have to figure out it'd be fun too. I mean, just making it, I could then actually just post the model or the template somewhere too. All right, what's going on there? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, because I started off when I was trying to come up with a color scheme and a look for the logo. My initial kind of ideas were for those kind of optical illusion. There were a couple of Spanish artists that did these, kind of Escher style optical illusions where you couldn't tell which leg of the table was in front, and so I was playing around with things like that, and then just tried to start simplifying, because I know I needed an icon. I just simplified it to that table, but I kept the color, the color scheme, and the directions. But yeah, let me see if I've got. I think there's still some early ones, but I think I might use those for t-shirts and things. They're a little fantastic looking, so I thought it might be better to be a little more simple. And then the more I played with them, the more I like ruined the optical illusion, like putting lettering and stuff on there. So let's see here. How do these open? Oh, opens right in Photoshop. Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about, but that was part of the evolution there. Oh, that's right, because I'm doing this from open. But the optical illusion type stuff is... Oh, did I not save any of that? Oh, more like this. So these were the kinds of things that I started out wanting to do. But I realized as soon as I put text and things on it, it made it bizarre. But yeah, I was really inspired. This one, Spanish, I think he's a poster designer, did these really cool, very graphic things. The only thing that really survived was the was the color scheme. But yeah, I love those little plastic tables. I think we had some of those that I would always take apart because they were plastic and you could just insert the legs. So I was always taking those apart because I thought the construction of them was the most fun part. So of course, you could never use them because I always wanted to disassemble them. But yeah, so that's kind of the inspiration. I don't know if I still have the original piece that I liked. It's probably somewhere like on my phone or something. I have the original illustration that I liked. But yeah, I realized as soon as I started to put text and things on it. Oh yeah, so here, wait. Let's do this. So this kind of thing. Okay, whoops. Hey, how about this one? Yeah, so something like that was the inspiration, and you can see how some of the lines, you start to cheat the lines at the bottom, so it becomes very optically confusing. But that didn't work amazingly well for a logo. But this kind of design was the original inspiration before I started coloring things. But I like the annoying chaos of that visually. Yeah, sorry, K5. But as soon as you put text on that, then you destroy the illusion. So I can't use it so much for a logo. So that's why things started getting kind of 80s plastic end table style. But nobody games on an end table, so visually it doesn't work. But yeah, this was the inspiration, and then with this kind of color scheme. So that's where it came from. Oh, and there's a little bit of that left in the UT. The UT part here has a little bit of that, kind of like, is that in front or in back kind of look. But yeah. So that was the whole evolution of that. All right. So let's There we go. A packet of sweetener. I guess I won't do any artificial sweetener jokes. All right. Oh yeah, that's true. The edge of the table. Nothing would commit you visually to either one of those. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I think I was thinking about that with those lining. Oh yeah, no, not those ones. Yeah, maybe the way I was lining that top text up. But yeah, the simple one works well, and it fits in a circle because so many of your avatars and ID stuff have to fit in a circle. So something as like graphically complicated as that is going to get lost very quickly. It's not going to get used. But I'll do like a T-shirt or something with the full version of that on it one of these days. And it also isn't very upturned. It's just very visually upsetting. All right. Uh-oh. There we go. So how's everybody's gas prices doing? They are pretty brutal here. But I guess not so. I mean, compared to Europe, it's not so bad. But every time I hear American gas prices, it's always depressing. Even when they're expensive, they're really, really cheap. But thankfully, we've got a little tiny car, so it doesn't hardly burn anything. Wow, yeah, so over $4. Wow. Yeah, what was that? There was some sort of promise or something that was going to trigger something. Are they going to do, I heard, or like read a headline that they might do some gas, like give everybody $100 a month or something for gas expenses to try to help. I mean, that's like one tank for some people though. But yeah, it sounds crazy. It's so funny. No matter what foreign conflict we are or not involved in, it always affects fuel prices. I still hate that the airlines did that thing where they started breaking out fuel and fees. Maybe they always did that, but it was much smaller. And ever since 9/11 and the big jump in oil prices after that, or I guess after the invasion of Iraq, or whichever the event they were claiming caused that, they stayed. Those fees stayed that same way. So basically, they were able to justify doubling the price of plane tickets from Japan to the U.S., because you could still get kind of the $500, $600 kind of round trip tickets for a while, and you can still find those prices, but the full price is always over $1,000 for the worst airline, changing multiple times. They're terrible flights, but that used to be a standard thing. Yeah, that kind of was the reason we had to abandon kind of living between our two home countries and just have to choose one. It's got expensive. Hey, some empty friend. Oh yeah, I can imagine San Diego. Yeah, and there's so much like Southern California. There's no walking. There's no bicycle. You're not going to bicycle to work. Although I did have some friends that actually did that in LA, and one of them was like in so many accidents. He was hit by a car at least once a month, bicycling to work. Yeah, it's just insane. He was a big guy too, so for him to get airborne is pretty amazing. But yeah, he was hit by a lot of cars. It's not funny at all. But yeah, that is such a trap. So, and that's a real crime too, when they underpay, when the salaries and stuff in places like Los Angeles the company tries to cheap out on you and underpay you, because so much of your monthly expenses go to your commute, your car insurance, your car payment, and your gas, that it's ridiculous if you're not going to be able to make that up. All right. Yeah, I don't know what. Oof. Try to do another windowed box here. Yeah. So I hope there's some sort of relief soon, but who knows how much reality it is and how much of an opportunity. It seems like there's a lot of opportunistic, a lot of the increase in cost of living, the inflation in the U.S. is just opportunistic. They're like, wow, you guys have so much money to spend during lockdown. Now that that's all over, why don't you keep spending those all those Biden bucks, as I heard somebody call them. Oh yeah, so if I just take the train and like have a lot of carrying a lot of stuff or do shopping or whatever, we don't have a car down here, I'll take a taxi to the house, because it's like straight up a mountain. So instead of destroying my hands carrying a bunch of things, I'll take a taxi. And the price of taxis just went down in Japan. I don't understand how any of this works. Like, Japan is the only country where like the cost of things doesn't change for decades, including your salary, and sometimes your salary even decreases. Like, a company will ask you to actually take a pay cut. It's amazing. Like, I don't know how this economy functions the way that it does, because it's crazy. It's really miraculous how but yeah, that's the first price decrease I've seen in a long time, because they especially because this is kind of countryside, so the price of taxis is more than in the city, because I guess you don't drive as far, or they want that initial, maybe they want to gouge old people or whatever, so they want that initial fee to be as high as possible. So the price of just getting into the taxi is higher than if you're in the city. And it jumped up maybe like I don't know now, maybe almost 10 years ago. It's like maybe 7 or 8 years ago. It jumped up a couple of dollars. So it was a big surprising price increase. And maybe now they're bringing it back down to help people survive or to be more competitive. Having kids and stuff. Right, right. Yeah, they're going to keep stimulating. Yeah, it's really funny. K5s got V8s and everything, no problem. Not gonna have to burn any gas here. I love the all of the talk of electric cars and people like politicians mostly just saying, "Oh yeah, if you can't pay for gas, just buy an electric car." It's like there are so many situations where that's not an option. The range of the cars is garbage, and the charging time is ridiculous. If you don't where you park for your work, if they don't have a charging station, you're fucked. Like the full battery takes like 12 hours to load or to charge, and gives you a like a 200-mile range or something ridiculously dangerous when you have long commutes, when the economics of city living are forcing you to live in suburbs of suburbs of suburbs, and you've got more than an hour commute. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And the frustrating thing, I don't want to, who knows what's going to trigger YouTube, but the frustrating thing about this electric car solution and like giving a deadline where everybody needs to move to electric vehicles is that doesn't actually change anything. It just means that you're producing your energy somewhere else, and it's actually more efficient to produce it in a combustion engine than it is in a oil fueled or coal fueled power plant. I mean, unless America's going to convert to all nuclear electrical generation, then you're pulling electricity, a lot more electricity, from the grid, and electricity is generated not by butterflies and wind power. It's still coal and oil. So you're just burning that resource in a different place. It's such a scam. And I wonder what it is. I wonder if it's just, a to get a hold of a certain industry, or to, I don't know. It's very strange. Maybe America's frustrated that well, I guess if it doesn't, but if it doesn't actually cut the amount, I don't know. They're just shaking up the gas market. Maybe they get better taxes on crude or raw unrefined oil than they do on gasoline. All right, I've got boxes with windows. Hey G to G, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, how long can economies just keep stimulating people? Essentially, supplementary. It's so funny because they could probably do other things to get you better paying jobs, or to lower property taxes or sales taxes or whatever. Because isn't like Southern California sales tax insane now too? It's like 13% or something. I can't remember what the last thing I saw was, but yeah, it's weird that they're doing it at the back end of everything. Just trying to keep people happy, I guess, in an election year, in a midterm election year. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad to be living in a very strange, strange situation where the cause and effect is hidden. Like, everything in Japan is kind of hidden, and the cause and effect of economic forces is also very hard to figure out. Yeah, but as long as you don't want to have a huge lifestyle here, it's very easy to survive. Like, the cost of living is actually surprisingly low. If you don't, need to take vacations all the time, and everybody in your family doesn't want to own a car and stuff, if you live kind of in the more traditional, I don't know, levels or means of, use public transportation and, certain things that change. I want this one. Yeah, it makes things pretty reasonable. But as soon as you want that to simulate a big American lifestyle here, it's really crazy expensive. Even more than in the US, I think. Because those sorts of resources are so much pricier. Alright, so we got weird boxes. It's liters, so what is it, 4 liters to a gallon? And it fluctuates between like 150 yen. Let's see what I'll do. It actually, I would say, I think right now I think it's like high 70s. So let's see what that is to. Yeah, so it's about $7. $7. No. Wait. Sorry. Good math. Times 4, right? Yeah, times 4. Yeah, about $6. Yeah, $6 a gallon. So it fluctuates between almost 200 yen per liter, but right now it's stayed over high 70s. Yeah, so and all the, it's very difficult to buy a gas guzzling. I mean, domestically, the only thing I think they make are like Toyota Land Cruisers, and they import a lot of the foreign, like the German and a few American SUVs, but they're really difficult to manage in the small parking spaces, the narrow roads, even the narrow kind of highways in Japan. So that there's not so many cars that burn that much gas, and they have a special, I forget how many like cubic liters or how many cc the engine is, but there's under a certain engine size you get a tax break, and it's a what they call a keisatsu K car is what it's mostly referred to as, but it's a smaller engine size, and so you have a different license plate, you have a different everything is taxed differently, and they're actually really, really fuel efficient. So I don't know any miles per gallon because it's all liters per kilometer. So don't make me convert that, but yeah. Oh yeah. Biking in the good weather, yeah, definitely. Crazy. Depressio is making Genghis Khan references. But the yeah, so it's expensive. It's always more expensive probably than the U.S. average, but most of the cars here burn a lot less. So it's and everybody the hybrids got really popular really fast here. So most of the Japanese automakers, all of their models have like a hybrid version. And there are the electricity though is insanely expensive here. I'm not sure like the what the watt hour type, but I know it's like much more expensive than in the U.S. So electric cars are less of an option because I think electricity is actually more expensive than gasoline to power a car in Japan. To the what it would cost to charge the battery every night probably would end up working out to more than it would cost, more to your utility bills. So unless the government was going to subsidize that, it wouldn't be very realistic. But a lot of the public parking garages have charging stations, so they're around. It's just I think you have to have very perfect circumstances to make that work well. But yeah, the utilities is really expensive here, so I don't think anybody is like mining Bitcoin or anything, on their home electric in Japan because there's just no way the math would work out. They would be losing so much money. try some more acrobatic box here. Yeah, so it's it's crazy that there's always something. So we're going from pandemic to wartime energy and food shortages too. Like people are talking about food shortages. Jesus. Because I think we've still got, this is such a boring topic, but there's still supply chain problems, and yeah, it's not very clear how honest people are being about, why things are more expensive or why things are unavailable. All right. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I hope this turns around. The 20s are really not working out. I can't believe we're already 2022 and it's still such a shit show. Amazing. Actually, that box doesn't make any sense, does it? It wouldn't fold like that. There would have to be an extra. There'd have to be something here. Yeah, I guess I'll draw that. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't fold onto itself like that. It has to be like one more deal here. Yeah, something like that. Oh, that's true. That's how the it's like how the Krispy Kreme boxes open. I'll put some creases there. Actually, yeah, they'll just put those on the inside. Oops, wrong layer. Of course it is. But I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I started watching that Krakow Monsters. I think it's the English title of it. It's a Polish series on Netflix. That was pretty good. It's kind of, yeah, I think I did mention that because it kind of like, satisfies that weird X-Files kind of thing, but it's all more traditional Eastern European monsters. So more kind of, gothic and crazy, and it's all kind of dark blood magic kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool, and the effects are okay. I like the budget for it, and everything is okay. But like story wise, it's a little clumsy, but the atmosphere and everything, it's a little style over substance. But I'm just so happy when I find anything slightly watchable on Netflix. So I have no idea about the production of it, but it's like, yeah, so it's kind of a professor with a group of students that do paranormal investigation type stuff, and it's all very specific. But yeah, there's some good vampires and zombies and stuff, but that don't look like particularly Hollywood or traditional in their design. All right, so are we doing a weird box joke? I don't know. All this drawing, I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, I gotta find some more something else to watch. I don't know. Weird boxes. Let's see. Oh. There we go. Oh, there's one more. There we go. Oh, come on. I keep screwing this up. Yeah, I'm drawing on the color layer. Oh. So what are we doing here? Is this actually going to be a cartoon? A bunch of unfolded boxes? Mm. All right. So what was in these boxes? Should I actually draw something that... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I should bring up the YouTube chat to make sure. This combined chat has been failing a lot, so it's not good. There we go. All right. Yeah, good to see everyone. Yeah, sorry I'm starting late for North American viewers. It's going to be pretty pretty brutal time-wise. But yeah, so maybe starting next week, things are gonna have to be earlier because I'm gonna have to go and come back. Ah, cell phone accessories. There we go. That's a good idea, K5. Yeah, yeah, some kind of, yeah, or maybe just make it like very weird and ambiguous or something. Yeah, something odd. Yeah, those windowed boxes work, but yeah, they always look like Entenmann's or donut boxes to me, like grocery store donut boxes. All right. Yeah, the only thing terrible about this spring this year is the hay fever has been brutal. Over the weekend, I was hurting. I was actually not sleeping well because I kept waking up from all the sneezing and congestion and everything. That's insane. That kind of stuff makes you feel very weird, old and weird. Let's do a little bit more. There we go. There we go. All right. Well, if we're going to call that one done, yeah, maybe I'll draw something else later, but let's come up with the rest of this. So start coloring these guys. All right, and a nice steak color. Oh, yeah. So what are we doing? Green beans? Sure. Sure, I'm on the right layer. Filling all these beans on the wrong layer. Oh, oh. Kind of a yellowy. All right. So what is in that glass? Milk, orange juice. Orange juice would be actually, or maybe just some kind of like punch or something would be the nicest looking. Oh, I should put it on a different layer though. But just like a red punch would be good. Yeah, visually, color-wise, that looks nice. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. Drinking Kool-Aid with your steak. Pop sockets. Oh, wait, let me do this. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, I want to add something to that steak. Do the edge a little pink. Oh, oh. There we go. That should read as meat. Alright, so let's try to shade all of this. Alright. There we go. Ah, wait. There we go. All right. Oh boy. Okay, so we have a flying dinner. All right. All right. So let me try to make things a little shinier. Are the beans shiny? Sure, why not? Everything's got to have a sheen to it. All right, something like that. All right. Oh yeah, and I got to do the. Oop. There we go. A falling dinner. I think I want to make everything a little bit bigger. Or I guess just maybe center it a little bit. Yeah, I guess bigger is not probably a good idea. Because the lines are already so thick. When the dog fake barks and jump scares you because you know because he knows there's steak. Yeah, there you go. Ah, fake barking dogs. Yeah, I haven't had a dog in a long time. I forgot about that. Fake barking, steak stealing. Yeah, I remember. Was it my ex's mother? We had this Christmas dinner. It was a Christmas. Yeah, we didn't go ever back for Thanksgiving. So I think it was a Christmas dinner, and there was a turkey sitting on the table, and they had I think a Dalmatian that like took a turkey off the table. Ah, yes, you can't leave things unattended. There we go. right. There we go. Yeah, no, no eyes on the green beans. Green beans are are non sentient. Right. Fake barking. I like that. I forgot all about that. All right. And then, okay, let's try some of those. All right. Where's the color picker? There it is. Okay. Well, all right. I'll put some more. Oh yeah, if I'm doing, because I don't have to do them white, I guess. The boxes, they can be any color if they're not holding baked goods. Nice. Oh no. More insight about the remember when I was saying we're gonna find out like how much protection Will Smith has when stories start coming out. So stories are, I don't know how, if this is full force, but I actually saw some entertainment probably blog or whatever talking about a co-star, I forget which movie it was, but a co-star of Will Smith's saying that he was treated like shit. Latino actor was treated like shit by Will Smith. So, those stories will be suppressed if he's got protection and if people still think they can make some money from him. But if Hollywood is done with him, then that stuff's just going to start coming out like crazy, like Cosby accusations. Let me do the shading first. I'll think about the what's going on. Yeah, but I was surprised to see that, and then I'm not sure what the like him stepping down from the or resigning from the academy means. But there was somebody was talking about that the academy did ask him to leave, and he refused after the incident. And I think, and of course, Chris Rock refused to press charges, so the police couldn't do anything. But yeah, I don't know. It was this very uncomfortable situation because I think the optics of that were just not going to be good regardless. So their only option was to let him stay and get his award, and hopefully he would apologize at the podium, and he kinda did. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder what. And now, so Jim Carrey had that thing where he was talking about where we're not the cool kids anymore and all that after witnessing that incident. And then people went after him and dug through like MTV Movie Awards or whatever to show him groping Alicia Silverstein. But yeah, so it's going to be endless. It's just fun when somebody like takes a stand and then social media responds with their like, autistic hive mind of, oh, really? You're saying that? Well, let's find out what you did since the 80s on basic cable. Wait, what's going on here? There we go. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what it's going to change. I mean, people are trying to tie the Netflix and Sony both canceled projects, but I don't think his career was, going particularly great. So it's not surprising that stuff he was involved in got canceled. I don't think it's like it might not even be directly tied to the incident, but people are trying to make it sound like that. But it'll be, yeah. I'm curious how hard he will be abandoned, and then how much people are going to call that racism. It's going to be interesting. Uh, but it was really interesting, the how kind of demographics, like older people were reacting to that. They wanted the decorum and the formality of an awards ceremony where everyone's wearing tuxedos, and younger people said, no, you got to stand up for what you believe. So it was very interesting, those how different the interpretations were of that incident, and how much people support uh, you know physical violence. I think that's that came from a lot of the it's come from a lot of the protest movements, and a lot of the punching Nazi sentiment and stuff. If you can disagree with someone, well, you can start swinging on them. uh, yeah, that's not a great world. There we go. Oops. Yeah, so we'll see how things shake out. But I don't know. I don't know how many good years or good roles Will Smith still had in him. Anyhow, so I don't know if it's going to be artificially shortened or not. The most depressing thing was the Bruce Willis news, the aphasia, because there have been a lot of people on the internet. I think even like Red Letter Media did a whole episode talking about the crazy, those cheap money grab movies that he's been doing. But oops, yeah, we don't know if that's exploitation or if that was just him working the only way he could under kind of limited capabilities. But that's depressing. I after I read that, I watched some old Die Hard movies just to remember his whole thing in the 80s and 90s. And he's one of those guys that kind of started his career late too, so that's too bad that he got hit with something physical early in his 60s. Yeah, I still don't know if I want to leave these boxes white or not. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's if he was, doing those just to uh, you know, take as much money out of a broken straight to streaming system, he definitely would deserve a Razzie. But if it's was actually based on him not being able to process speech anymore, that's very rough. Yeah, but yeah, I've always enjoyed his goofy personality, and a lot of the. I mean, especially Die Hard. Like he carried. Although those movies did get a little weird, those sequels got a little odd towards the end. Wrong layer, wrong layer. It's like they didn't have Die Hard scripts anymore. They just had other action scripts. So they just said, "Oh, look, we're gonna make this a Die Hard, right? Right? This will be a Die Hard." So the story didn't make any sense. His son in the CIA didn't make a heck of a lot of sense. All right. Yeah, so will that remake of the Charles Bronson film. I can't think of the name. What's the big Charles Bronson franchise? Jesus. But they remade that with Bruce Willis as a doctor or something. So that's going to be his last, like that, and wasn't he in the M Night? Like he had a small role in that M Night where they brought the three, the Avengers of the of the M Night Shyamalan superhero trilogy. I don't know if that was Glass or what that was, but yeah, where they had the all of the super. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Super powered, unbreakable. Yeah, the unbreakable cinematic universe. Yeah. No, that was a good choice. So Empty Friend, yeah, because those, yeah, with a Vengeance still had that say Death Wish. Thank you. Yes, yeah. They did that remake of Death Wish. I think that was like probably the last, like serious, attempt at having Bruce Willis function as the star of a movie. Yeah, right, Death Wish. Yeah, that title, that's an odd title. It doesn't quite, because I was trying to think of, Vigilante. I'm trying to think of like, okay, it's a title and Vigilante and Revenge and Death Wish. Yeah, it's a shame because, so many actors like Christopher Lloyd and Clint Eastwood. I mean, there's so many people acting into their 80s and still, um, in doing a decent job of kind of moving into a new, persona or a new type of character. And we're not going to get to see that. Oh, yeah, it's just crazy. But all that stuff is going to go away. Like the 80s, I think we're in the decade where we had the 70s die on us, and now we're going to have the 80s start to die on us. So all those people are going to, those big personalities are going to disappear. All right. Yeah, still not sure if I like the white boxes or not, but we'll go with that. So yeah, maybe. I don't know what's going on with these boxes. Yeah. Maybe something about, because the other two have the windows, are windowed, so the only way for things to be visible in that other box. Oh, I miss those big dozen donut laying flat Krispy Kreme boxes. They only have the 6. So if you order a dozen donuts in Japan, you have 6 donut boxes stacked on each other. Oh. Oh, wow. Let me see if anything got caught. Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, nothing got caught. Oh, yeah. After having spray, got spray painted. Wow. That's right. The big, yeah, and isn't Jeff Goldblum one of the thugs in in the first Death Wish, with that classic radio, that soundboard drop that so much Morning Zoo radio used. All right. Oh, yeah, I can close these out. Wait. Yes. Here we go. Huh. Well, this is an interesting week. Yeah, maybe I do want everything to be a little bit bigger on this one, because there's a lot of little detail. Whoa. There. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because especially if it's that size, yeah, being a little bit bigger is not going to help. Yeah, that's funny. And somebody who, yeah, who was in somebody. I was watching uh, the Zakamiko movie, like the horror movie show, and they were watching like other things than horror, and they watched Death Wish 2, and who was in somebody was in Death Wish 2 that was funny, playing a heavy. Oh shoot, I forget who it was, but somebody else surprising, somebody that was like a Jeff Goldblum. You're like, wow, he was in Death Wish. Let's see if it comes up easily. Oh, Lawrence Fishburne. That's right. Lawrence Fishburne was the young punk wearing fingerless magician gloves in Death Wish 2. Oh man. That's right. That's who stood out. But the that's right. That was a funny thing. I didn't get all the way through Death Wish 2. I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I forgot some of the story. But so in Death Wish 1, the wife and daughter are attacked and raped. The wife dies from being spray painted, and the okay, five. Hey, good night. Get some rest. Sorry to be up so late. Yeah, the wife dies from being spray painted. The daughter goes crazy from the, or has a mental breakdown from the attack, and is sent to a mental hospital. And at the beginning of 2, they go visit her in the hospital, and then are attacked again by thugs, and she like falls off a building or something. Sorry, but yeah, worst character arc ever. So she survives the first movie just to, I think she got thrown out a window or something in the second movie and died. So back for more revenge. I guess he should have had a really big family then. I guess it was like it became like friends and things, like old friends and things that were killed. But yeah, starting out with his family, they were done by the first 2 movies. Yeah, right. She got spray painted. Yeah, that'll do you in. In what was it, in Goldfinger? That the woman was killed by being painted gold. I forget that character's name too. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, those are old. Yeah, that's all the same studio. All right, so let's do some. Oh, I think I've got to have the. It's so vulgar. Don't worry, some empty friend. It's okay. I think the kids are all in bed. I think I marked this stream not for kids. All right, let me find the. There we go. So I don't think this is going to work right away. I'm going to have to. Of course not. Okay, let me relink this. Yeah, so I guess the name, every time I close this window, the name changes. So it doesn't work in between streaming sessions. It's very strange. All right, so here is last week. Or today. I guess this is today's, right? It just went out. Let's see if anybody has seen it yet. Nobody has seen it yet. But yeah, this just went out for today. So we'll I'll leave it unliked so we can go back and see the reaction. All right, so I'll put the mic closer here. So even with the cans open, pet and people food were remarkably indistinguishable. Let's go back one more. Oh, lots of likes. Still not the 30 that Yum can get, but pretty good. All right, so every generation ultimately fails in their war on dust. Dust never sleeps. There we go. My Roomba does tend to stir dust up. Ah, interesting. All right. Dust never sleeps. Boy, howdy, that's the truth. I'm speaking the truth. The war on dust. I thought that was such a stupid expression, but people liked it. All right. And March 29th, yeah, I think their competition ended with both of them wet and unreadable. The unanswered question is, how did they get wet in the first place? Yes, the ambiguity. Both need to dry out. One in a bag of rice, the other on a sunny windowsill. Nice. Unanswered question. Oh, Chromosome is still reading. That's cool. I think I've liked Chromosome comments from like 10 years ago. Sex. Podog's response is sex. Of course. Wait, so where's the fourth comment? Oh, there's another one. A wet shirt story contest. Nice. All right. Yes, they're drenched devices. Yeah, I don't think it looks a little more like a telephone book, but I was trying to get across that weird swelling thing that happens sometimes when you get books wet. The shape of the book, it's all bizarre. All right, so let's go back. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's right. We're the affectionate straws. Okay, so that was the week before. Oh, there we go. Congratulations. He wasn't going to let something like correct spelling spoil his good mood. That's a stupidly smiling cartoon. All right. Yeah, that's funny. Cute. I like it. 13 years ago. Yeah, this is from 2009. That's funny. But I remember on my blog, I think, so I had these on a website, and you could subscribe to have them like automatically sent, like a link sent to your email when I uploaded new ones. But then when I got syndicated, then I just let Go Comics handle that. But I remember getting a comment or like a reply email when I posted this that, oh no, it wasn't this one. It was another one that said something about the end or over or whatever as a joke for something not being over when it says it is. And somebody replied and said, "Oh no, does this mean the end of the cartoon?" So people were very worried that I was secretly indicating the end. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't this one. This one was just the stupid misspelling. But there was something that I had. It was a sign that said something about something being over or something being the end. And it wasn't really a particularly sad cartoon. It was kind of just a stupid play on words. And still I got I got readers that said, no, does that mean it's over? All right, so the 29th, 2011 of November, the concept of a tap water float escaped him. It escapes me too. A tap water float. Delicious. All right. Couple more random. So 2009, taco. Few fast food tacos were like a bacterial lottery in which the winners were merely the survivors. I think I did this one after getting really sick off of like what's the pork pork tacos. I forget the Spanish name for that type of pork. You can put in a taco. I got really bad food poisoning from a really good Mexican place in LA, so I was complaining about food poisoning. Nice. 2015, June the 2nd, he wished they could just go back to worrying about their ice cubes melting. This glass, I think this is drawn on the computer. It's a pretty lumpy looking glass. Now they're all spilled. It's a major spill that can't be cleaned up. Those are tiny little ice cubes too. All right, one more. Carnitas, thank you, some empty friend. You're right there. Death wish, carnitas. My brain doesn't work on camera at all. So yeah, I got super sick on carnitas, and that was my revenge cartoon. The food poisoning lottery. He feared that his unisex designation encouraged gender. Oh, this is not a This is not a good cartoon now. Remember the deodorant that said strong enough for a man but made for a woman. Yeah, this shows my oops. This shows what a dinosaur I am. You can't make gender jokes like this anymore. It's not, yeah. It doesn't. I think I've done that a few times. I think like in early 2000s, I have a few silly jokes about, yeah, something being feminized or looking. Yeah, if the label's pink, it's for girls. Blue also though. Hey, is that the deodorant you stick under your arm or the ball kind? It's supposed to be the roll-on kind. Uh, yeah. That's funny. There are things that just don't age well at all. Yeah, but that was they do. It's funny that they do that. Like the toiletries industry, the deodorant industry, like they market gender specific, and I guess because of like scent, because of the how they want to the fragrance, but they make them gendered so that then they have uh, more products on the market, but then a company will do one that's unisex where they all could have always been that, but for some reason they and I guess just to get brand loyalty or to get customers, oh, you're paying attention to something specific. Okay, one more, we'll skip the gender deodorant. Unused hooks were powerful reminders of missing keys. All right, yeah, that's an oldie. 2011. All right, so enough comments. There we go. Oh no, now we gotta write these. Okay, don't kick the camera stand. There we go. All right. Yes, I'm thinking something about visibility. Yeah, I'm being envious of like windowed boxes. Yeah, oh wait, come on. There we go. So his awkward position or pose, or spell something right. Position was caused by his windowed box envy, something like that. His envy of windowed boxes. Envy of windowed boxes. Oops. His awkward position, or maybe pose. His awkward position. His awkward pose, maybe. Was caused by his envy. His envy of boxed. I've still got envy in there again. Actually, this might fit on one line. His envy of windowed boxes. I think everything can move up a little bit too. There we go. His awkward pose was not caused, was due to, maybe due is better, was due to his envy of windowed boxes. Something like that. Okay, let's tackle the falling dinner. I just wanted to draw something kinetic. I have no big concept here. So falling dinner. So dinner being served. Something about like it was not the dinner he wanted, but the dinner he deserved. Something like that. Like, no, I guess it's more of like a rejection. Like the dinner flying looks more like like it's being rejected. Now you can't. Now you just can't eat. Oh, I should lighten this up a little bit. I think. Yeah, there we go. It's not the dinner he wanted, but the dinner he deserved. Or making some sort of precaution or some sort of preparation for to proactively reduce the amount of fallen dinners. So the table is flipped, or the dinner, because the glass is, it's not just a plate, so it's the glass too. So I guess I should have drawn some utensils. A fork and a knife would have looked funny too. Let's see. Yeah, the dinner he deserved is kind of funny. So like it's just thrown. Something about catching. Only his dinner would have gone better if he was a better. If he was better with his hands. Was better. Yeah. It's not the dinner he wanted, but the dinner he deserved. That's okay. I should draw some. And maybe I'll do that. Some little juice lines coming off of the steak. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, so maybe a little, like a little bit. So not. Yeah, something like that. There we go. Oh, what? So what is drenched steaks? It's a steak with water. Sloppy steaks. That's right. Sloppy steaks. A steak with water poured on it. Oh, I guess I should make the top of the steak a little shinier too. There we go. A little shinier. That's not even going to show up in the JPEG though. All right. Okay, it was not the dinner he wanted, but the dinner he deserved. I think that'll play well on Go Comics, but I don't. It's not a great joke. Yeah, that works okay. It's a. His awkward pose was due to his envy of windowed boxes. Both of these are a little odd this week. Sorry about that. I don't know what. I just didn't warm up enough, I think. I didn't draw enough boxes or cylinders or something before getting into this nonsense. All right. Well, I think I think that'll do it for these two. I have no idea. All right, let me try to check some spelling here. His awkward pose was due to his envy of windowed boxes. Yeah, his envy. Yeah, his awkward pose. All right, and there we go. It was not the dinner he wanted, but the dinner he deserved. Spelled okay. All right, so let's save a couple of these off as very lightly compressed JPEGs. Yeah, we've had a bunch of little short, shocking earthquakes here recently. Oh, and something I didn't know about, most of our doors, like our exterior doors, slide, which is probably even worse. But a lot of people were raised that during an earthquake, especially a big earthquake, the first thing you should do is get your door open the doors in your house that you would need to escape. So like the doors to between certain rooms, and then the front door, because if there's a big enough shift, then the door is jammed and you can't escape. If the house is falling apart or whatever. So I didn't have any idea about that. So they do design in Japan a door within a door, so like a safety door. So it looks like a just like one of those inset doors, but actually you can open the middle of it. So even if the door jamb shifts and you can't open the main door, you can pop open the center of the door to escape. So I was really surprised about that. I didn't know anything about that. I hadn't heard that before. That can't be with all situations, and maybe since then they have made improvements in how they do certain constructions to prevent that. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting solution. I couldn't figure out what that was. I saw the photo of that, a door with a smaller door in the middle, and I do remember that there's like servants entrances and delivery entrances that a lot of very old Japanese houses use, where you have to bend over very far to go through the door, because you're not the owner of the house. Your status is less, so you have to go through a smaller door. But so I thought it was maybe related to that, but it was actually just an earthquake safety door. All right, let's open the falling dinner again. All right, did the it didn't freeze. There we go. Maybe the combined chat froze again. It's been doing that. It disconnected in the last live stream. It disconnected. So looks okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think I'm catching everybody at a off time. So I will. Yeah, but that'll start. So starting next week, I think I'll be online probably a few hours earlier, because of the schedule. So hopefully that will work better. All right. Now everyone that couldn't stay up until 4 a.m. is going to miss this next part. So let's switch over to the convenience store. All right. So I saw this at the store. And so maybe you remember last week we had the Mister Donut kind of choco bowl simulation of a glazed kind of very soft donut ring. So it was like a gummy, like a rice gummy with a glazed donut flavor on the outside with kind of white chocolate, I think, based. So it's not over yet. So Mister Donut continues to simulate their donuts as cookies and snacks. So this is the next step in that journey. So these are the angel cream, just filled donuts. So like the cream filled donuts, or like these are often jelly as well, like jelly filled or cream filled donuts. So those raised sugar donuts with filling inside, and in this case they call it angel cream here. So it's a really light whipped cream inside. They also do, I think, custard. There's custard donuts, and sometimes even like chocolate pudding type things. like kind of rarely. But this is a very standard, just like the pondering from last time. That little like 8, little balls of dough ring donut. This angel cream donut. This side is like this, and this side is like this. Yeah, is a real standard. They always have it there. So let's open these up. So this is a very. There's only 8. Wow, there are only 8 of these, and this is Morinaga, the same guys that do Choco Ball. So this is their deal, their cross promotion with Mister Donut. So here is a very Japanese thing. You usually have like sleeves of Oreos or crackers or whatever. So in Japan, they love this. So your little serving box, and everything is individually wrapped. And that's usually because very traditionally, someone visits your house, you need to have something. You can give them tea or coffee and something. So this is always like something like this. An individually wrapped cookie is on a plate or in the saucer of a coffee cup or a teacup that you give somebody for visiting. So you always give somebody refreshments when they visit you. So this kind of stuff is, that's why they package so much like this. So a lot of people complain, Japan is a lot of the echo. Hey, unknown girl, how's it going? There's a lot of the echo, they're very environmentally conscious and everything, but yet everything is individually wrapped in plastic. And that's most, a sanitary thing, but also how they serve things. So this is just going to be, I think, like a shortbread cookie with cream between it to kind of simulate. So it's a lot harder. Those raised donuts are very light, so it's going to be very hard to simulate. Oh, but it smells, the cream, yeah, it smells like the donut, though. Wow, yeah, I think it's just going to be a shortbread cookie, though, so that's going to change the taste a little bit, but it's still going to be good. But look how small it is. Wow, that's crazy. Cookies seem, unless I'm growing, unless I'm getting bigger and bigger, the size of cookies is just getting so small. So you keep the same price, but you make the cookie smaller. So yes. All right. So let's give this a shot and see. Yeah, it's just a shortbread cookie, though. So they're kind of ruining the effect. I don't know what would be a better way to do it, because a raised donut is hard to simulate. But yeah, it's very light and sweet, like the donut itself. So in case you missed it, this is the donut that it's kind of simulating a sugar-covered. Oh yeah, there should be maybe a little sugar on the outside of the cookie. A sugar-raised donut filled with what they call angel cream, which is just like sweet whipped cream. But it's okay. These are good cookies, but the simulation is not great. Yeah, the cookie is so crunchy. And it's just a shortbread cookie, so those donuts aren't very buttery. They're just raised donuts. So a buttery cookie with the cream. Oh, one more. Is not quite the simulation that you would want. But yes, you are late. When I'm eating, if I'm eating on stream, then you know that you tuned in late. I was starting late too. I was got a very late start. So you can see it's a very light cream. It's not like an Oreo, so it doesn't have like a lot of like lard or butter or whatever in it. The cream itself is more like the cream inside the donut. But it's okay. As far as like the going for the taste, it's a good cookie. It tastes nice. I wish I had some coffee. But the simulation is not great. There's one more in this series, and they're simulating their old-fashioned. So old-fashioned is that kind of rough edge donut that's very golden brown, just a cake donut, the plain cake donut. But at Mister Donut, they dip one half of them in sometimes a chocolate coating, or sometimes a matcha green tea kind of coating. Only half of the donut. So there's like a snack stick that's trying to recreate that. It's going to kind of be like this. The texture and everything is going to be really wrong. But these are good. But they definitely lose points in the if they're trying to taste like this donut. They didn't get very close. So yeah, very funny. The last one, the gummy, the kind of rice gummy, that was a pretty amazing simulation of the flavor of that donut. I think because they were just imitating glazed, like a rice flour donut with a glazed coating. So this is a little too buttery. Buttery cookies. And like I said before, so this is the old logo. And it's funny, too, that they didn't update this. This is like the 1970s, like what I remember as a kid. 1970s Mister Donut logo. And, but they call it Mister Donuts. Donutsu, Mister Donuts. So Mista Donatsu. So Misado is the portmanteau, the Japanese shortened version. But they make it plural in their pronunciation, because if they didn't, then there's no ending T sound. There's no short consonant ending, except for N in Japanese. So it would be donato. So they don't like to say to at the end of things very often. So tsu is the N, so it's donatsu. So that's very funny. So it's always plural. So Mr. Donuts is always how people say it when they're saying it in English, but actually, yeah, it's a silly misspelled donut. But look at that logo. Do you guys remember this before Dunkin' Donuts took over and became everything? This logo always freaked me out because I think it's supposed to be a mustache. So it's supposed to be a chef's hat, a single eye, a mustache, and like a collar on a shirt. But it looks like a fish or like an alien. It always looked like an alien face, or like with weird, a gill face or some kind of weird flaps of skin. And this could definitely be the tail fins of a fish. It looks like a fish like eating a piece of bread or something. When I was a kid, I looked at this logo endlessly, or their little iconography, and couldn't figure out. I guess it's supposed to be a chef, right? A guy in a hat. But yeah, it's a little too abstracted, so it looks very odd. Because it definitely could read, as a fish, either a fish going into a hat or a fish eating a piece of bread. So it's nice, though. This is so nostalgic. This logo is very nostalgic for me, so it was nice to see this again. So things like this. Mr. Donut is still alive in Japan. Tower Records, Toys R Us. I think Toys R Us might be back in the U.S. Lawson convenience stores. There are many brands that have died off, or at least downsized, or have been bought out or consolidated with other brands in America. But in Japan, the Japanese version exists. So many things from the 70s and 80s still survive in Japan, and Mr. Donut is one of them. But yeah, that logo, it's great they kept that same logo, because it's very bizarre. It doesn't quite read how they want it to read. Mr. Donut. All right. So yeah, it's they get a nice snack, but a poor simulation. So if you grade food on what it's simulating, then they would score a little low. All right. So like I said, there is there's one more. So if I can find that one, it's a kind of a twisted, like, cookie stick dipped in chocolate. So, kind of like a Pocky, kind of a crunchy Pocky. So that's supposed to be simulating the the chocolate old-fashioned. Yeah, I should bring the actual donut. Oh, that would have been I should get the actual donut and then compare the cookie. That would have been fun. And it would give me an excuse to eat donuts. Yeah, so Mr. Donut too, they do a lot of collaboration with character licenses. So they'll have, Snoopy or kind of Peanuts stuff, or they have their own characters. Like I said, like some of that, like the Angel Cream Donut is a lamb, and the Pondering is a lion, and I forget what the chocolate old fashioned is. I forget, but they also license Moomin and Peanuts and a lot of other brand characters, and then they'll sell goods. They'll do like a mug set, or rice bowls, or little throw blankets or pillows or things, or canvas bags and stuff. So they do a lot of promotion. So there's a point system. They have like a point card, and if you buy who knows, like 100 and whatever dollars worth of donuts during a month, you get enough points that then you get the whatever you're collecting points for. So kind of like what the the Marlboro what was it? Didn't Marlboro cigarettes have dollars or something that you could buy pool tables and kayaks and things with the Marlboro branding? But yeah, similar to that. So yeah, Mr. Donut, like they obviously are Japanese run, and they've really focused on what the Japanese market likes. So not only can you buy donuts there, but they have a lot of things that will work well for lunch, like meat pies and sausage, kind of sausage rolls and things. If you want to actually just have a quick lunch there, they made that possible too, and it's all kind of Japanese tastes. So and the size of everything is pretty small. Oh, but it's the only. Hey, Yum, how's it going? It's the, oh, thank you. It's the only thing. Yum commented on my shirt. It's the only place to get a bottomless cup of coffee in Japan. They're a little slow about it too. They're supposed to like kind of be walking around like a diner waitress and refilling coffees. They're pretty slow about that, but you can, for a little bit of an inflated price, like $2 or $3, get a tiny cup that they'll keep refilling with either cafe au lait or black coffee, their blend coffee. But Salvatore. So Big Pussy is spelling things in the chat. Nice. I thought you're dead. I thought they chained you up and dropped you in the off a boat. All right. Yeah. So oh, you just missed. Yeah. So yeah, you just missed. We did I did the next in the trilogy of Mister Donut cookies. But good to see you. Oh, and I let me put this on again. I just uploaded. Sorry for the delay, but I just uploaded the first short that Unknown Girl edited. So yes, isn't that exciting? I wanted to draw a more kinetic a cartoon this week, so I did a falling dinner. So that's the first one. That's the osenbei, the onigiri osenbei. So I'll keep uploading those if you keep editing them. Unknown Girl, they were very well done. You did a really good job. So I guess the only thing, there's no like the process of uploading isn't any different. You just have to designate it with the hashtag shorts, and then I guess it will go. If the let's see. If the that's right, because I'm not a partner, so I don't get. Oh no, that's right. The dashboard. I am on the dashboard. Okay. Whoops. Save. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So you designate it as a. Oh no, I did. Oh, it's supposed to be public. Sorry. There we go. So hashtag shorts is supposed to then allow it to be seen in the short, but I didn't. It's still 16:9. So we'll see if it actually shows up in the channel. But at least it's not live content. At least it's one of the few things that won't be a stream. So maybe it'll get recommended a little bit. And I wasn't sure what to call it, so I just called them abuse snacks. Abuse snacks. So onigiri osenbei. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. But nice editing job. Really nice editing job. You got the whole content of what was interesting that I said without all of the blah and the and this kind of none of that. Yeah, so good job. Hopefully they're not too difficult to make watchable. But yeah, very fun. So yeah, that'll be really nice for the channel. So now I know how to do those. Just hashtag them shorts. We'll see if any of those show up. And I wonder if they show up in the shorts thing, but they aren't filmed vertically. I wonder if they get cropped, or I wonder what they do. We will find out. And maybe someday we'll hit the the partner status. Will be monetized on this channel. Right. Yeah, because with the stream, I definitely should have enough viewing hours. So I just need to get that 1,000 subscribers. I wish they would just, after you've been around for long enough, because this channel's been going on forever. I wish they would just give you the benefit of the doubt. Nice. So yeah, dinner falling on the floor for this week. Yeah, if that would work. Yeah, you can however well it works, and I'll just post them, as public videos, and we'll see. Because I think if I just take that hashtag off of there, then they would no longer appear as shorts, or maybe they appear as both. Anyhow, I'll do a little bit more research about how shorts work, and I think it's just YouTube trying to get people to not TikTok or Instagram Live or whatever whatever you can do, that talking to your phone thing. Yeah. If it's easier to make them longer, go for it. Yeah, just cut out the nonsense, and however long they end up being, it's fine. So you don't have to set a specific length. They can be however long they turn out in the editing is fine as well. But thanks so much for doing that. It's really fun, and hopefully it'll help find some more subscribers. Yeah, I gotta find some good. I probably need to do some tags as well. That would probably help, right? So things like Japan and convenience store, and I don't know. Oops. If I could spell, that would be really cool too. Japanese snacks. Yeah, I'll come up with some good tags and just duplicate that. Oh, you used to be able to search by live. Yeah, I really feel that, especially the other channel, I've noticed that too. Live streams just do not get recommended as much at all. Yeah, because I'm doing all the tagging and everything that the other videos get, but the live streams, and maybe it's just because I kind of do that too in my feed for YouTube. Even if it sounds like an interesting video or something I want to hear somebody talk about, and the video says 5 hours long, I don't click on it unless I'm like trying to fall asleep or something. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, they're definitely doing the highlights, and those short videos too. I can put on Instagram and stuff. I can reformat them and do some cute little opening graphics and stuff, and do Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So yeah, I think it's incredibly useful. Hey, how's it going? I LMAO. Sorry. Oh, sorry if the title of the cartoon made you think of something very unpleasant. Yeah. Twitch, I think that the category thing helps a lot. It's just tags. Yeah, searching by live would be much more helpful. Yeah, the changes that they make are always very odd. Nice. Yeah, that was part of the joke of the title too. Is the the phrase domestic abuse or domestic violence, instantly makes people think of the worst possible, like being beaten with belts and wire hangers, and black eyes, like young mothers with black eyes and things. But the scale of it, and just my my experience with my ex is abuse is much more subtle, and you can be verbally abused your whole life, and it has the same sort of consequences as if physically, because I think physically you can kind of you process it a little bit differently, and you heal, and you heal from physical assaults and things. But if you don't do some work on yourself, mental, especially long-term mental abuse, is much more damaging and has much more long-term effects and has invisible scars and invisible effect on your self-esteem and so many things, your depression and things in your life. And then you can self-medicate or kind of try to comfort yourself with other more self-abusive things like so it just gets yeah. So that was part of the joke. Wasn't that funny what I was just talking about? No, but part of the joke is that we think of only a specific scale of abuse, and so giving mean words that you don't even really see in the cartoons to little inanimate objects is it does scale down to a single word or even a single look. And if somebody that you care about and want to get their approval, get their respect, does that to you, it can have some pretty brutal long-term effects. It's definitely mental and verbal abuse is much easier to get away with because and there's always, just the same way that a physical abuser may be good at apologizing, do something physically very terrible and then say, oh, I'm so sorry, that'll never happen again, and gifts or whatever to try to cancel out what they did. Just as somebody that does that may be good at it, a mental abuser may be very good at kind of gaslighting or the kind of plausible deniability. No, I didn't mean that at all, you must have misunderstood. No, you're fine. No, I don't think that about you. So it's very, very difficult. Definitely. Like self-harm is definitely a that's a thing that comes from that as well. You just wanting to feel something or feel or punish yourself or or the what's released, the chemicals in your brain that are released from the the adrenaline or from the pain sensation is it's the same sort of things that people find comforting about drugs and alcohol and masturbation and all that good stuff. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Narcissists are amazing liars. Yeah, when you don't really care about anybody else but yourself, you can do and say amazing things. Yeah, that's very true. Ah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really difficult, and it's all up to your own scale. Like that's why you can't ever put yourself in someone else's position and kind of figure out what what even constitutes abuse or trouble, like mental trouble for them. It's all on the specific person's scale. So it's good if you have any chance to to get some therapy, or at least have be able to let some of this out, be able to talk to somebody and let some of this out. It will definitely help a lot. It's not definitely not easy, and especially if your family doesn't believe in traditional medicine and doctors, they're not going to pay for a therapist for you, so it's going to be something you're going to have to do on your own, or once you're out of the house or behind their back. Or it's not easy at all. But there's also things like during the lockdown, I don't remember the service, but there were a lot of therapy over the phone, therapy over like Zoom calls and Skype calls, like video conferencing therapists that kind of sprang up because they knew people were isolated, people couldn't make trips to their therapists, so a lot of online therapy started, which might be an option just to test that out, because I'm sure they have like trial lessons or at least like evaluations. But just reaching out is good. Mm. Yeah, that's really, yeah. If you don't have the support of your parents, that's very difficult. I'm very sorry. Yeah, sorry to hear that. But it's something, once you're out from under them, once you have your own life, it's something you can kind of, deal with on your own, and then you don't have to get their approval. You don't have to get their, they don't have to agree with what you're doing. But if you know what you need, it's very important that you go after it. Yeah, yeah, I'm really sorry. Sorry to hear that. It's very, yeah, very difficult. Mm. But yeah, and the sooner you can make those kind of, you know, those moves for your own mental health, and to just yeah, try to get out from under that kind of abuse. I think that's very important. Uh, yeah, very very tricky. Yeah, but it's good that there's more and more, because imagine, like, even, pre-internet and things, that world where, if you are geographically, like, if you're living in a very rural situation, or a situation where you don't have anybody around you that you can rely on, imagine how isolating and terrifying that is, if, only interaction you have with is your family, and your family is abusive, and it's just impossible to get any sort of relief or escape any of that. So luckily there is, much more contact with the outside world than there used to be. Mm. Mm. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah, yeah. I guess it's good that this is distracting, but you should definitely, yeah. The self harm is not any sort of. It's not going to be any sort of relief. You really should, and especially if you are hearing things. I mean, you do need to talk to someone and find out if there's any, uh, kind of medical solution to that. That's very difficult. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Uh, yeah, but it's good. There's a lot of voices out there. Yeah, I'm one of those uh, people that I can't get to sleep very easily, so I'm always listening to something to go to sleep. So I don't know what that is. I think, like, when I was a kid, we always lived in, like, tiny apartments and things. So I think, like, always listening to my parents or the TV in the other room when I was going to bed was always, like, an easy way to distract myself and just, like, stop thinking. So that was a good self comforting thing. But now I'm kind of addicted to that. I can't, like, go to sleep in silence, because I'll just keep thinking and thinking. So I'm not trying to compare that in any way, but yeah, it's always, we find ways, and sometimes very harmful ways. Like, sometimes our solution, or our self care, is actually more harmful than the actual problem. So you have to be careful about that. But yeah, please try to get some help. That's too bad that you're in that situation. But definitely listening to the live streams is much better than cutting. So stay away from self harm, because yeah, that's not yeah, that can always escalate into other things. And yeah, it's just, it's a step into much more self destructive behavior. So be careful. And and as a disclaimer, I have no experience or training or anything in mental health. I'm just that's just my own opinion. So I don't want to, but talking to someone is always, talking to a professional, talking to someone with some knowledge and credentials in it, and the ability to write prescriptions, is probably a good next step. Mm. Yeah, homeschool. Yeah, it's difficult. It's really difficult. But once you're old enough, I mean, to free yourself from that, I think that's a good. You should probably do some, long-term planning for that day, because if you are having those kinds of difficulties, it's important to yeah, to look out for yourself and plan for the future. And if the future is getting out from under that and, making your own way, I think that's important. And also if you have, other family members or people you can rely on that know, kind of what your parents are all about and maybe disagree with them, then we'll see. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Definitely search out some resources because there's a huge variety of things now, over the phone and over the internet that you could do without your parents even knowing to help get yourself help get yourself on the right track and stop the self harm and basically give you the tools to kind of, even though you're not going to be able to stop your parents from doing what they're you're not going to be able to change them, to be able to kind of give you the armor that's going to help protect you and cause less damage, so that the day you can get out from under your folks, you can start having your own life and making your own decisions. Mm. Yeah, yeah, it's difficult. I remember that. I remember I'm not sure about your age, but I remember the feeling. Yeah, the feeling of being young and being trapped in situations. I didn't have abusive situations, but yeah, I know how frustrating that is. But it'll come, and this too shall pass. Things don't last forever, and you can always there are always ways out of abusive situations, and you should never feel permanently trapped. I mean, based on your age or situation, you may not be able to do anything tomorrow, but yeah, you should be making plans for the day that once you're legally old enough to not, have to deal with your abusive family, that you can do something about it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know your age, but yeah, depending on your age, police are not very, and I'm sure it depends on the area too, but police are not going to be very open to solving a situation, especially if there's no obvious photographable evidence that they can evidence of abuse or whatever that they can take with them. Uh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and there's like so many. Yeah, listening to therapists talk like in general about kind of the tools and things that there are out there for the ways to help change your thinking and to help just not be so damaged by uh, kind of toxic harmful people. Yeah, just kind of protecting yourself, I think, is a good thing. Well, hang in there, I. Yeah, I mean, if you really, I think kids do have. I mean, not with the police, but kids do have a lot more power with social services or some. There are some government agencies and things that if you're able to document or able to show them, not just your word versus theirs, but if you're able to somehow show the types of things that they've been doing to you as abuse. I think there are people that will listen in things like social services and child welfare. But that's going to be rough because the option is you don't want to go. The difficult part is then if they take you out of your household, if you you away from your family, and you don't have other support or other family, then the option, the alternative is going into a system that you may not find any less abusive situations. The horrible reality of that is, but yeah, if you are able to kind of document the things that are going on to you and show somebody some proof, you can definitely get some action uh, from support, from government support. Kids have a lot more options. Yeah. Yeah, and if you do feel it's getting worse, then you don't want it to escalate to, something beyond, mental abuse. Well, hang in there. I'm really, yeah, really sorry to hear that. And I'm glad, yeah, just listening to this this silly cartoon drawing and eating junk food from the convenience store is a little bit of a distraction. But definitely get some help. Definitely, take some serious steps to change your situation, because the long-term damage, I mean, not only is this here and now causing you a lot of trouble and creating self-harm and things, but this may be a long-term effect that for the rest of your life will affect how you have relationships, how you deal with people, how you deal with your kids. So you really need to it's good that you're aware of it, but it's also good to put an end to it as soon as you can, because you never know the weird patterns of the weird script that it's writing for your future, that you may just repeat some of this toxic situation in your own life, and you really want to be, that's the last thing you want to do, is let it live outside of the household. Hmm. 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 That would be good. Yeah, that would be good, because especially, there are teachers and classmates, but there are teachers as well that you could go to for help, and they would know. They've been trained in kind of the procedure for diagnosing a bad situation at home, and at least being able to get help. Because if you're in school, your parents, in depending on your age and things, they don't need to know that you're talking to a therapist at school, or you're dealing with a counselor. So that's good. So good luck. Good luck to you. I hope things turn around, and look forward to hearing some good news. But hang in there, and tune in to the stream, or find some other sources that are comforting to you, that you don't need to resort to self-harm and things to get through these times. There's a lot of voices and a lot of people out there. So definitely look around, and yeah, help get yourself some help. Yeah, I think that's the unfortunate reality, that your parents aren't going to change. They're not going to really ever understand unless they're open to it. They're never going to understand what they're doing to you. And if they have very strong, very traditional beliefs, they have no motivation to change. Yeah, please do, and hang in there, please. Uh, yeah, we hope the best for you, and good luck in your journey to yeah have a better life, and find help. So take care. I should probably wrap things up as well. I don't mean to just log off, but I should. So next week things will start a little earlier, but hopefully I can stream a little longer. So because I want to try to catch the whole, like, everybody that watches the stream. I hope I can catch people in both North America and then Australia, with some like what, Oceania, whatever that term is for the other hemisphere. So I can catch people more completely, because it seems like, when I'm doing this later, it means I miss half the people. I catch everybody in North America as they're headed for bed. So we'll try to do that. But so I'll try to find that third missing piece of the Mister Donut simulation cookies, and we'll try that for next week or sometime. And Abuse Cartoons is the website, and as you saw, gocomics.com/domestic abuse is the archive for everything that we do here. And so for the past maybe 3 years now, if there's any cartoon that you see in the archives, you can actually go back and match date wise. You can match that to the live stream and watch it being drawn, so you can see the bizarre inspirations for all of those things. But it was good to see everybody. And everybody take care and look out for yourself. Oh yeah. No, I should make a Discord for this live stream. I think that would be fun, and then I can also post other cartoon things that I'm doing and stuff there. That might be a good thing. But yeah, let me look into that, and then I can actually and it'd be fun to talk to people too on stream. That might break up the monotony of my like constant monologue. Is actually have some voice, have some drop-in guests and some voices on the stream, and just talk about whatever's going on. But yeah, I'll definitely look into that. So yeah, take care, everybody. Oh yeah, that's true too. You'll look back at this someday, and it'll seem a lot smaller. Right now your parents and the situation like looms in your life so large, and it's your whole universe, and you realize someday that you can get distance from it and give it its proper scale in your life, and just surround yourself with good people. I think that's really important to not find people that indulge your kind of bad behaviors and your vices and self-destructive behavior, but find people that encourage you to grow and look for, more, long-term based positive things in your life. So just be careful with, the people that you go to escape kind of the abuse at home. All right. So everybody, Yum can't talk publicly. Am I crazy? Yum's too shy. You can talk through one of those voice modulators, so you can have one of those creepy like Darth Vader voices while we talk to you. Oh, Yum. But we want to hear you vocally express all that sexual innuendo. That would be much more titillating to put a voice to all of that, all of your innuendo. Yeah, I hope everybody takes care. Yeah, you can have one of those goofy anime chicks with the pitch shifted voices speak for you. But everybody take care. Yeah, we don't have to do, Discord is also a text based, you can also just chat on Discord. So don't worry, I'm not going to put a microphone in anybody's face. So take care, everybody, and be safe, and look out for yourself. And yeah, take good care, and definitely look for ways to protect yourself. And we'll be back again doing this distracting and hopefully comforting live stream. But yeah, everybody be safe, and we'll do the same thing next week, and hopefully a little bit earlier time. So like I said, earlier and longer. There's not a reference to anything but the schedule. All right, so take care, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.